Coming up, I'm going to give an update on Marvel's Fantastic Four film. Plus, also, is Disney looking to sell Disney Plus Hotstar in India? All that and more coming up in today's Disney Plus news. But before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news, and let's jump into it. So, hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com, and let's start off talking about a pretty big one with regards to Disney Plus in India, because Disney Plus Hotstar is a kind of a separate app to what we have around the rest of the world, and it has lots of additional content on there, a lot of Indian content. It used to have HBO content. It used to have a lot of cricket. It's still got some special stuff coming out with the World Cup and stuff. They've got some cricket on there, but not the big one. And that is why they have lost so many subscribers over the last year. Since they lost the IPL Cricket League, they have lost 20 plus million subscribers. It has become a massive problem for Disney. And yeah, this has been something that they've been looking into. And as a whole, the Indian division that they have got is not performing as well as they would like. Now, they acquired most of this called Star India when they purchased 20th Century Studios back in 2019, and they rebranded Hotstar to make it Disney Plus Hotstar. And it was great for building subscribers, and it was great for the growth of Disney Plus. However, it came at a massive cost. There are a couple of key things to be aware of with Disney Plus Hotstar. Now, while it has 40-50 million subscribers, those subscribers pay much less per month. In fact, each subscriber brings in around about 60 cents per month per user, compared to over $7 outside of India. So as you can see, that is a big difference in terms of finance, but also what it does mean is that 50 million subscribers in India are equivalent in terms of money for Disney as 5 million subscribers in the US. So those numbers have to be taken into consideration. But obviously, what you're going to take into account that India is a massive country with lots of people, and it's just going to continue to grow, and there's lots of opportunities for Disney to kind of be into that business. You don't really want to be leaving the country with the most amount of people in. There's a lot of money to be made there, but obviously it's a lot less per person than it is in other countries. So because of that, Disney, according to the Wall Street Journal, are looking to sell some of their assets. Now, it's not just Disney Plus Hotstar that is apparently one of the assets that's being thought about with being sold. And there's some other assets like Star Studios, and they've also got a whole host of different linear channels. It's over like 70 channels. Apparently they've been in talks with New Delhi TV and also Sun TV about potentially selling off some of those assets or doing something. We don't really know how this is all going to go, what's going to happen. I do think that Disney is probably going to sell something in India. I personally wouldn't be at all surprised if they ended up selling off the linear networks and got out of that. And maybe as well get rid of their studios and just kind of focus on kind of global content. They've been doing that everywhere else. Do they need all those studios and stuff in India making content if they're not got the linear channels? Maybe not. So that is an issue that they need to be aware of. Now, I think personally, the idea of them selling off Disney Plus Hotstar seems rather ludicrous. You've got this new streaming service which is reaching millions of subscribers. It's your gateway into the country. It's a gateway of giving people all this access to Star Wars and stuff. They could license this stuff out to other networks and stuff, but do they want to give up that leverage? Do they want to kind of give up that hold? I don't think that's a good idea. It might not be bringing in a lot of money right now, but it could continue to grow, and if they leave now, this could leave a massive problem for decades for them to kind of sort out, and they would be leaving it wide open for the competitors and Netflix and stuff to grow. So I don't think personally that would be a lot of sense, but as I said, I could easily see them doing something with their linear networks and getting rid of them. They've already done this pretty much globally with their linear networks. They've been closing them down left, right and center. They're doing the same thing in the US now. They're starting to, talking about selling linear assets, getting rid of channels and stuff. We're seeing them shift to streaming. So therefore, to me, it makes more sense for them to maybe get rid of the linear networks and then just focus on Disney Plus Hotstar. Now, whether or not Disney Plus Hotstar continues in the same way, I don't know. I could easily see them just kind of making it Disney Plus like it is around the rest of the world and having much less Indian content and just trying to keep the costs down on it. Bob Iger has said that not all countries are equal and they need to kind of make the right content as it's needed. And, they do make a lot of stuff for Hotstar. Very, very interesting to see what's going on. Disney are definitely looking around at the assets they've got. it's very just, you know, they're in that situation where they're looking at seeing what's happening, and India is not delivering what they want, and they've got a lot of business there, and I don't necessarily think they maybe fully understand it in the same way. And obviously it does bring in less than other countries when, you know, when they're looking at a sheet of paper with numbers on it, it doesn't look as good. But obviously in India it is still a massive thing. So lots of interesting stuff going on there. Things could change. It doesn't necessarily mean like Disney Plus Hotstar is closing down or being sold or anything like that. They're just in early talks, and things could move around. They could find, you know, maybe a partner to bring on it, but who knows? Like I said, personally, I think it's those linear channels that are maybe more at risk. Maybe sell off some of those sporting rights, sell off some of those assets that maybe they don't think they need anymore, and kind of make Disney Plus Hotstar more like Disney Plus in other countries, where it could definitely see that happen. But I'd love to know your thoughts on all that in the comments below. One of the many Marvel projects that are currently in development is a new Fantastic Four film. So this one got announced years ago, absolute years ago, and we're still not really any further forward. Disney have just been making so much stuff, and they announced way too much in advance. Again, after they brought 20th Century Fox, they did get the rights back to Fantastic Four. We have seen a little snip of it, obviously, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but we're going to have the new cast and stuff. But we have had a little bit of a update on the film. During a recent interview with Collider, the film's director, Matt Shakman, went on to say, yes, we're definitely going to be getting in front of the cameras next year, probably the spring. He also confirmed that with the strikes going on, they've been unable to announce who is going to be starring in it. He went on to say, hard to say, like I said, we're in the middle of the SAG strike, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they get a great deal really soon and we can go back. Then once that's resolved, there'll be a plan at that point, but I can't say too much. There'll be an announcement at some point. I know that the internet is very excited to find out, and I'm excited to share it. I just can't do it yet. He also confirmed that they've been working at London Pinewood, where they've been non-stop despite the strikes. They have actually been working on the effects and the production design and building the world for the upcoming film. So it's definitely great to see things are developing, things are happening, and it's nice to see that they have been using the time with the strikes to kind of do something proactive and kind of get it ready to go. I think it's going to be a while until the film hits, and now they have said it's coming out in 2025. I wouldn't be at all surprised if it's a little bit later than that, because if they don't start filming until the spring, it's going to be much later, I think, by the time they do all the special effects and stuff. But hopefully we get an update pretty soon on this, at least the casting. I think the actor strike has caused some issues, because there's been lots of rumours and stuff around that some actors are in on the film, but until that's been resolved, we don't know. But hopefully that gets sorted as well this week, because they're continuing talks. They've been doing stuff over the weekend, so hopefully we find out pretty soon. But let us know, are you excited about the new Fantastic Four film? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that in the comments below. So last week Disney released the finale of the 3rd season of Only Murders in the Building and confirmed that there will be a 4th season coming soon. Well, there's good reason for that, because the actual finale was the most watched finale on Hulu so far this year. It's pulled in a huge audience. It's been a huge success, and it's great to see this show kind of continuing to pull in audiences, you know, week after week. Obviously we're going to have to wait a while till we get that 4th season. They're probably starting work on it pretty soon with like the writing and stuff, but you can obviously watch those first 3 seasons right now on Hulu in the United States, Star Plus in Latin America, and on Disney Plus around the world. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on the finale in the comments below. So Jonathan, our channel member, asked, do you think we'll get a 3rd season of Loki? So I'm really hoping that we do get a 3rd season. I've really enjoyed the 1st episode of the 2nd season so far. I think more of Loki is obviously a good thing, and it really does feel like Loki is setting up much more of the events of like Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, and I would imagine that if we can get another season out just maybe before or even in between those ones, it will really help kind of give us a lot more detail, a lot more information. I mean, I definitely feel like they need to get some of this stuff into movies so more people are aware of it, but Loki seems to be so essential to the story of Kang, and yeah, so I'm really hoping that we do get a 3rd season of this one to kind of help kind of get this one ready for Secret Wars. But let us know, do you think we'll get a 3rd season? If we're going to find out, maybe it's only about 5 weeks away, but let us know what you think of this in the comments below. Go check us out over at What's On at DisneyPlus.com. Like, follow and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.